you guys can now win this brand new Golf MK8 R for just £1.99 a ticket. Now, this one is definitely going to be a good video, guys. Over my shoulder there is a Volkswagen MK8 Golf R Estate, and I've bought it brand new. And when I say brand new, I mean not even been PDI'd, done 11 miles, brand new. But there's one catch. It's already managed to be written off. This is a salvage brand new car. And I got my Sherlock Holmes hat on this one because it's an interesting story. The car is immaculate. It's not got any damage on it whatsoever. Apart from it's a little dirty, but we will clean that in this video. So you might be wondering, how's this car managed to be written off? It's a Cat N. How? Already? How? It's in transport mode, so it means it's never been on the road. It's done 11 miles, which is roughly what all cars that come from factory usually land with before they're PDI'd, road tested, and then handed over to a customer. So it's not even got that far yet. So it got me really interested because when I bought this car at Copart, so it's a salvage auction, and it had that Golf number plate in the pictures when I was bidding on it. So also another telltale sign is it's not got any centre caps, and the fact that on the dash it was in transport mode, we'll look at that in a moment, but that also told me that I think this car was in fact, I was pretty positive this car sat in a showroom. So also on Copart at the same time, there was a few other either brand new or very close to being brand new cars as well. So it got me thinking, this sounds like it's a bit of a wider claim. This is one of many cars that have been claimed at a Volkswagen dealership. So I did a bit of detective work. Now, to be able to sell the car, the dealer would have had to have registered it before they could sell it on Copart. And the registration begins with ST. And you can actually search and find out where ST was registered from. And in this case, we do a little Google search here, look, ST registration area, and you can see, look, it comes up as Dundee in Scotland. So, next natural thing to do is, maybe it was a flood. That's usually what happens. So we'll put in VW dealership flood in Dundee, see what comes up. But nothing really came back. So if it's not a flood, usually then it might be a fire. So I thought I'd stick in fire in Dundee and see what comes back. And straight away, look, we can see not far from Dundee in Perth, there was a showroom fire at the end of October last year, which kind of lines up with our timeline. So I'll stick in VW dealership fire in Perth. And here we go, look, firefighters tackle blaze at car dealership overnight. And we can see here short footage of the fire in the showroom. It doesn't look too bad, but we can see firefighters trying to put out the blaze overnight, and I think it lasted 2 days. Now, after doing some research, there was actually a fire in the workshop of this dealership, so the smoke must have got into the showroom and gone all over the interiors of all the cars in the showroom, which is why I believe they would have been written off, and we can see it there in the back of the workshop. So I don't believe this car was actually fire damaged. I think it's just been lightly smoke damaged, and we can see images there of how bad it was. So there we go, I've done all my research. I believe that car was involved in the fire in Perth in October of last year. Obviously, I can't confirm it just yet, but that is what I strongly suspect. So now the question is, how much am I going to pay for a potentially fire-damaged brand new Volkswagen Golf R? Now, I want you to guess in the comments how much I paid for it, and also write in there as well how much you would pay for this car. Now, to give an example, if you walked into a dealership tomorrow and tried to buy that car that's not been in a fire, it would have a list price of £49,000. So how much would you pay, and guess how much I paid? Let me know in the comments. Now, there was two ways that this was confirmed that this was definitely the car involved in the fires in Perth end of last year. Number one, I opened the door and yeah, there's a tinge of barbecue. There's a tinge of smoke in there. Nothing too major, but there's definitely a tinge. And number two, which definitely confirmed it, Cameron's Volkswagen, which is the Perth dealership that was set on fire. So now it's 100% confirmed this car was involved in the fire in Perth back end of last year, and it's been written off, I guess, due to fire damage. Now, with my detective hat on again, I know this was a showroom car because they've put some nice rubber mats in, which is an upgrade that you can buy. They wouldn't do that unless the car was in the showroom. And also the icing on the cake, they've left the C-Tech charger on the car as well. So thank you very much. I got a free C-Tech charger as well. And basically you put them on the car to make sure the battery's charged up, because when it's in the showroom, they have the ignition on all the time as like a showroom, a demo mode. And it basically just leaves the lights on the cars all the time. So it looks cool. And to do that, they keep the battery topped up by plugging it into one of these, a C-Tech charger. And I've nicely been given one as well. And also got the standard mats as well, brand new. And as I say, the car is in transport mode as well. And I know that because it's got TRA 70, 70 meaning the battery's 70% charged. So I know all these emergency, well, not emergency, I know all these lights here, all these warnings are nothing major. It's just because the car's in transport mode. So let's just start her up. Runs and drives, nothing wrong with it. Now, there are signs of a smoky interior. All the black, gloss black trim is a bit charred. And also there is ash in places on the floor as well, look, that you can see. So yeah, and also although don't get me wrong, it smells of smoke, but once you get over the initial smell, I can't smell smoke anymore. I can just smell new car, like the leather, just new car smell. So I can understand why Volkswagen would have like written this car off. It's because obviously you can't sell this car now to a customer with obviously a smelly interior, can you? So do you write it off, or do you just register as a demo, clean it and sell it as a used car? It would have probably been more beneficial for Volkswagen to just write it off and get the payout, because they'd have probably lost a lot of money selling it as a used car. So I don't actually believe there's anything wrong with that Golf R, apart from the fact that it's got a bit of a smoky interior, but it hasn't been PDI'd. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get it into the workshop, and I'm going to show you exactly what happens when a car comes off the ship from where it was manufactured and before it goes to the customer. It's called a PDI, which is pre-delivery inspection. Right, it's actually the next day, and I'm not going to get the car into the workshop just yet because I've got an ozone machine to try and neutralize the interior smell. Now, I don't know if I explained the smell. It's a bit weird. It's like, when you open the door, it's a slight tinge of burning, and then you get the new car smell coming after that. So it's not really that bad at all. But we have this little ozone machine here, which I'm going to hope is going to neutralize the interior. And yeah, if I'm honest, I'm not going to explain too much how they work because I don't really have a clue. I've just been told, right, we've got a filter in there, which is a neutralizing filter. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that on for an hour. We've taped up the door here, look, so nothing can get out. That's going to do its thing for an hour, and then after an hour I've got to replace it and put in the was that revigorant filter, stick that in there and leave that for an hour as well, and fingers crossed after the end of it there'll be no more burning smells. I don't know how well it's going to work, but it's definitely worth a shot. So I'm going to go clean up the workshop and get ready for the car to get in, because I'm doing a Skoda Octavia VRS3 2.5 in an Octavia. So go click in the top right hand corner and go watch that series if you are new to the channel. So while I'm doing that, yeah, just got to go 1, and it's on 1 hour there. So I'm going to set a stopwatch on my phone for 1 hour, and I'll come back and swap those over and go for another hour. The Golf can be treated to some infused smells, so I'll see you in a few hours. Right, so the 2 hours are up, so let's jump in and see if she still smells. I'll be honest, I cannot smell anything remotely like smoke. In fact, the new car smell I can't smell either. So it just smells of a nice, fresh, like a scent, like the ozone machines obviously scented the interior a little bit as well. So I guess the only thing we can really do is wait, I don't know, hours, days, wait for the scent to wear off and see if we have any char remaining. But at the minute, it seems to be all good, and I can't smell anything. So let's get it in the workshop, and the first thing we're going to do is just take it out of transport mode, and that just confirm that there's no faults with this vehicle. And then, yeah, I'll take you through the PDI process. Well, actually, transport mode taken out is part of it. So start her up and get her in the workshop. Now, the workshop is a bit hit and miss at the minute because I've got three engines, 2 gearboxes. So space is tight. Yeah, you see what I mean by engines, gearboxes, and GTRs as well. So the first thing we normally do is get the car in, and there would be loads of white wraps on the car, which protects the paint work on its transit on a ship. But because this car was in the showroom, they've obviously taken all those wraps off already. So that would be the first thing I'd normally do. Next thing is I've just plugged it into the computer, and we're going to take it out of transport mode. So to do that, I've already got it plugged in. Hopefully we're going to see a little button that says transport mode somewhere. There we go, transport. And hopefully this will work because it's a relatively new car, well, brand new car, sorry. And sometimes they have a hissy fit, I've noticed lately. And I'm really hoping this is going to work. Otherwise, it's going to be really upsetting if I've got to take it to the dealer. Turn off transport mode. Function not supported. Ah! Right, I've just tried something else. I've gone through the actual system scan, so I'm really hoping I can not active, and this is going to work. Please work. Save. Oh, has it worked? I don't know. Let's go back. Let's try again. Transport mode. It says current value transport mode. Oh, I don't think it's worked. Not active. Save. Save. I don't think it's worked. Ugh. Yeah, really frustrating. I can't do it. Even tried with the VCDS, and it's got SFD, which is that security thing. And you can only do it if you've got a token, which I have no idea how to get, or you're part of VW Group. So I'm going to have to literally take this down to Quattrotech to get taken out of transport mode, which is ridiculous, but there's nothing else I can do. So I'm going to carry on for the rest of the PDI for the moment. So we're going to get it on the ramp, get it in the air, and just show you how brand new this car really is. Now, first thing I'll do is get it halfway up and torque all the wheels to make sure they're all torqued to the correct spec. And then go into the boot and get the pack of wheel nut covers and put all the wheel nut covers on. But you don't need to watch me do all 4 wheels of those. And the next thing I'll do is, they've been taken out of these, but there's usually suspension chocks in the damper and in between the damper and the spring here, and that's for just so it doesn't bounce around when it's on the ship. But usually there's like 2 or 3 in here, but these have either been taken out already or they haven't put them in. I remember back at Volkswagen, there was a few times where people would forget to take these suspension chocks out, and in one case, some guy had a brand new car and he did 30,000 miles without realizing he still had suspension chocks in. And to be fair, there's nothing much to do on the underside of the car. It's just have a quick nosy, make sure everything's all good. Obviously everything's brand new. It looks so cool under here. Look how brand new everything is. Just looks epic. Not used to this at all. Now, there is one good thing. This did come from Copart, but they didn't actually forklift this on. Look, there's no marks at all or anything like that. No damage. They actually drove this there and drove it out off a transporter because it was a run and drive car, so there was no need to pick up the forklift. So we've even got no underside damage, but it's just a double check. Everything's good. I mean, it's brand new. There's no suspension chocks in the rear either. So we're all good there. So no, nothing on the damper either. No, we're all good. So yes, just have a quick nosy of how nice and clean it all is under here. Lovely old job. So no, we'll bring it back down on the floor now. And on the way back down, if this is a customer car and it's got plates and been registered, ready to go out, I would then fit plates, which is what we're going to do now. So next up, it's fitting the plates. So massive thanks to UMR Plates for sorting me out with these. Lifesaver, literally sent them out next day delivery, gave me some free sticky pads, and yeah, as I say, free next day delivery. So once I've cleaned up the area, get these on. Now, if you want some plates, guys, I'm going to put that link in my description. Go check them out and use my discount code SS15. I'll put the link in the description and you'll get yourself a hefty discount. So, need to get these right. Nice one. Thank you, UMR Plates, lifesavers. Right, it's now the next day. I've come in on Saturday morning. The transport mode, not being able to get it out, kind of stumped me a little bit. So luckily the guys at Quattrotech have agreed to, if I get it over there quick, ASAP, they're going to try and take it out of transport mode for me. So that's what I need to do. So I'm talking quickly because I've got to be there in 20 minutes. Now, just quickly while the car's in the workshop, what I'd normally do at this point in a PDI is check the oil level, top it up if necessary, same with the coolant, and also top up the washer fluid as well. But still notice that the engines aren't coming with engine covers. I believe this was a problem. The same with the T-Roc because it didn't have one. And also they don't come with battery covers either, which just looks a bit naff. But I would normally do all that, but because we're in a rush, use my head. Oh, head. We'll do that when we get back. I'm pleased to note as well, I still can't smell any smoke, so positive. Right, let's go. So I had to go down to Quattrotech because they have the same level of equipment as a VW dealership, so they can talk to Germany's servers and get off transport mode using their security devices. Now, big thanks to Quattrotech for fitting me in last minute to get it off. It only takes a few minutes, but I wouldn't be able to do anything without it. And I thought I'd just add, once you take the car out of transport mode, you check to see if there's any faults left in the system, and also check to see if there's any safety recalls outstanding on the car before it goes out too. And there's two things left to do, plates and a test drive. Now, let's get this lined up with my eye. Right, the car should now be fully functional. So ignition on, all good, look, ready to drive, no faults, transport mode gone now, no warning lights left on the dash. We are good to go for a test drive. Oh, and I forgot to add, you need to check the tyre pressures as well, because again, when they put them on the ship transport mode, they pump the tyres up to 60 PSI. So you do need to check that the right setting. I have just done that. These had already been done. They're already at sort of just under 40 PSI. Because yeah, it can be a bit like driving on Skittles with tyres at 60 PSI. So guys, maiden voyage. First time this car's gonna have gone over 22, apart from when it was built in Germany. 22 miles an hour, that is. There we go, look. 23, 24. Right, let's get her out on the road. Now, if I'm honest, this is going to be a pretty pointless road test because I am just videoing myself driving a brand new car down the road. There's going to be nothing wrong with it. And now the car's finished, what do I do with it? And the obvious answer is, you guys can now win this brand new Golf MK8 R for just £1.99 a ticket. Link is in the description. Go grab your tickets, guys. And one of you are going to win this car for just £1.99. So I'm going to put some better pictures up of it in the next couple of days. But essentially, who wants a brand new Golf for £1.99? I've essentially just PDI'd it. I can't smell any smoke, so that is good. And yeah, I expect the car is going to drive absolutely fine with no issues whatsoever. So guys, at the beginning of the video, I said that I'll tell you how much I paid for this car, and I told you to put your guesses in the comments. Now, I paid a smidge, I think it was a smidge, under £29,000 for this £49,000 Mark 8 Golf R estate. Now, I appreciate the 29 now looks very cheap, but I didn't know it was going to be this simple to fix. I just based it off a hunch, an educated guess and a gamble, as always. So it looks to have paid off because this car is worth more than 29 grand as it is. But the question is, how much do you think it's worth? How much would you pay for essentially a brand new Golf? It's just going to have a category N marker on it for the rest of its life, which is unfortunate, but that's where cars are going. They're getting written off for silly little things, and in this case, a little bit an ozone machine got rid of the smell, which wasn't even that bad to begin with, and the car is now absolutely fine. It's brand new. It's got 3 years worth of manufacturer's warranty. Happy days. 30 grand under list price. So let me know in the comments, guys, what did you think to this video? Did you like it? Would you like me to do more videos like this? And obviously I'll do the project videos as well, but one-off videos like this are nice to film. Gives me a little bit of a break when things are hectic, like the Skoda VRS3. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, guys, please do subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at saving_salvage. The car is now up to temperature, so I'm going to give it a little bit of a blast. 320 brake horsepower. Quiet but quick. Cheers, guys.
Ready to stumble. You know what they say, 자신감이